crusade against Iran is rubbing Europe the wrong way too. The EU is in an ill-tempered clash with Washington over the Iran nuclear deal, which was derailed by the US.
We have been saying in the past, and we continue saying, that we regret the US decision to withdraw from the deal. And we continue believing that this deal is a key element of the global nuclear non-proliferation architecture and critical for the regional stability.
Deutschlands Überzeugung ist, dass der Iran.
Germany is convinced that Iran shouldn't acquire or have nuclear weapons. For this reason, we will continue to employ all diplomatic means to keep this agreement alive. It is certainly not perfect, but it is an agreement, and it comprises commitments by all sides.
Together, we have made clear our regret and concern at the decision by the United States to withdraw from the JCPOA and to reimpose sanctions on Iran.
And the US is dishing out new assurances. It is ready to solve all this mess with words, without preconditions even.
We will meet with them. We're willing to sit down and discuss without precondition a new way forward, a series of steps by which Iran becomes a more normal country.
But in the past few years, with Iran alone, the US went back on its word, had zero interest in its allies' concerns, and assassinated a high-profile official they unilaterally branded terrorist just a few months before. So the US can talk up diplomacy for sure. They're one of the best at it. Yet you'd have a hard time to find another country with a case of selective amnesia this severe for the promises it had made.
Alright, shalom, this is Kanaksa by Yashala from the Lions in the Yashala camp. First and foremost, I'd like to say Kal Halayim La Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Harakak Kudash Mama. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, and salutation to the Archon under pushing the truth and sincerity and truth, and peace and blessings to the men, women, and children that believe in the name of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Alright, this is Psalms 55 and 21. It says, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, for war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. All right, and I'm probably gonna do this lesson in a couple parts because it's a lot to bite off and chew. Because I'm really going into truce breaking, and that's what America was established on, truce breaking. Just like how they promised our ancestors 40 acres and a mule. Didn't get it. Called for a peace truce between Osceola. Didn't get it. And they ended up, capturing him or whatever. So basically, that dude, that anchor man said it. He's like, America, because the United States can speak of diplomacy because they do it very well. But, we all know that they have, a different agenda other than peace. So I'll read it again. Psalms 55 and 21, it says, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter. And that butter is talking about is like that they say that they go around trying to teach freedom. And I cut that video was cut in half, and I went straight to the point about their deception and truce breaking. But before that, it was one of the White House officials speaking on saying that how the Iranian leader is just basically saying he's wicked or whatever and whatnot, and saying that they need to pretty much get him out of the way and bring democracy to Iran. And they're basically saying that the people are rising up against the regime in Iran, which is I don't really believe that's so. Because when you've seen how the whole country was in mourning when Soleimani was assassinated, right, in cold blood murder. All right, and so that just describes the United States as a whole, man. All right. As a matter of fact, I'm probably gonna play part of that other video too. As a matter of fact, let me get that real quick. Before I get that, I want to bring out this scripture real quick. This is I should have went up to verse 20 when I was reading that Psalms. This is Psalms 55 and 20. It says, "He put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He hath broken his covenant." All right, so that's what they do, right? So they make these peace treaties with individuals, and individuals surrender unto Esau, America, and then they turn right back around and slaughter the people and kill innocent people to fit and match their agenda. Because he's not, even though this devil speaks peace, right? He is not really for peace. That's why I got this picture right here where it says the devil in Eden, not a serpent, meaning not a snake, but he has the snake characteristics, and that same spirit went from the serpent to to um to Cain, to Nimrod, to Esau. You know, so that he has that. Matter of fact, this is Psalms 58:3. It says, "The wicked are estranged from the womb; they go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the deaf adder that stoppeth her ear." All right. And how's that adder deaf? How is that snake deaf? Because he can't hear or understand the words of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. So he stoppeth the ear of who? Of Eve. So basically, it's that same energy, that same spirit that America has. And what did America do as a whore? Whispering in the ear of these other nations to committing her fornications. All right. It says, "Their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the deaf adder that stoppeth her ear." All right. That's why it just goes back to his words were smoother than butter, but war was at his heart. All right. Let me bring that out again. As a matter of fact, let me start it over at 20. This is Psalms 55 and 20. It says, "He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He hath broken his covenant." And that's what all Esau does. Breaks covenants. Every type of pact, covenant, or promise or treaty that they make, they break them. All right. It says, "The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, but yet were they drawn swords." Right? Drawn swords, man. So he puts you at peace with him just so he can kill you, man. And that's how Esau do, man. That's how America does. You know? That's how you know this is Idumea right here. Right here in America is Idumea, man. All right? Because those are all the characteristics of Esau. The pride, the proudfulness, and the wickedness, the lies, the deception. That's why he's the devil, man. The word devil just means deceiver. All right? So now, it says the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. So let's go to Job. So that's how you know Esau's the devil, Esau's the wicked. It says, the earth was given into the Shlaki. This is Job chapter 9, verse 24. It says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? All right, how did he cover the faces? All right, meaning twofold. Threefold, meaning cover the faces, meaning iconoclasm, where he took the religious icons of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, not icons, took the religious men of Yahweh Shem or spiritual men, his chosen ones, all right, and took away their image and put his image, all right, and also covered the duties, like how in Ezekiel where it says the faces of these not sure if it's the same word right there, but the angels have 4 faces. They have 4 duties, and all the duties that were done by the Israelites back in the day, this devil Esau has taken, you know what I'm saying, covered the faces of their duties and put his face on them, as saying as he done it. All right, and that just shows how this devil is. That just shows you he's the devil. He's the wicked that the Bible speaks of. All right, and Yahweh Shem Yahushai volunteered the earth over to him because Yahweh Shem Yahushai ruled in the kingdom of men. Matter of fact, let me get Daniel chapter 4. Bible. Verse 17, it says, "This matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand of the word of the holy ones." All right, who are the watchers and the holy ones? Are the elect of the children of Israel and the angels. All right, that are under the order of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. It says, "And the demand by the whole word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know." Who are the living? The ones of Yahweh Shem Yahushai that are not in the congregation of the dead. That the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and he giveth to whoever he will, and he set it up over the basis of men. So now, this is for the decree of the watchers. He's like, look, I'm letting y'all know, like the watchers on earth, the elect, I'm letting y'all know that I set all this up. Don't think that they have some power like they're gods, because they're not gods, they're just mere men. But I ruleth in the kingdom of, that's what Yahweh Shem Yahushai is saying, he ruleth in the kingdom of men, and he giveth to him whomever he will. And he has now at this point set up over the base of men. And who is the base of men? Esau. All right. 1 second. All right, and this is our word basis in the Hebrew. And it says Shapal. It says lowest. Low. All right, so who is the lowest of the low? Who, like the curse that was put on the serpent, that he shall eat the dust of the ground, meaning he shall be at the low, you know, to the low. He should be the lowest of the low, and that's the spirit of Esau is in. So that they are the basis of men, you know. According and Job broke it down, showing how they're the basis of men, like cavemen. So the Most High set them up to be in the position that they're in right now. All right.
A top advisor to North Korean leader Kim Jong-un said that Pyongyang will not engage in the type of talks seen last year when Kim met with U.S. President Donald Trump in Hanoi, despite the rapport the two leaders have developed.
Hello, welcome to my view.
In English by North Korean state media, Kim Ki-gwan said Pyongyang believed it has been deceived by the U.S. and said the U.S. has wasted the last 18 months, in which little progress has been made on denuclearization. We have been deceived by the U.S., being caught in the dialogue with it for over 1 year and a half, and that was the lost time for us, the advisor said. His comments come amid increasing uncertainty about the future of any nuclear talks between the two states, after an initial burst of rapprochement which saw Kim Jong-un meet with both Trump and South Korean President Moon Jae-in. In a New Year's address, Kim said his country will never denuclearize if the U.S. does not retreat from what North Korea regards as Washington's hostile policy towards Pyongyang.
Kim Ki-gwan's statement appeared to throw cold water on any chance of a letter Trump sent Kim on his birthday ahead of reopening the door to diplomacy, as messages between the two leaders have throughout the diplomatic process.
Who the hell?
Although Chairman Kim Jong-un has a good personal feelings about President Trump, they are, in the true sense of the word, personal, Kim Ki-gwan said. There will never be such negotiations as that in Vietnam, in which we proposed exchanging a core nuclear facility of the country for the lift of some UN sanctions in a bid to lessen the sufferings of the peaceable people even a bit. The advisor also chastised South Korea, accusing Seoul of attempting to reinsert itself in the role of mediator between Pyongyang and Washington by announcing that Trump had asked a longtime U.S. ally to help deliver his birthday message. Kim Ki-gwan said that North Korea had already received the greeting. He said there is a special liaison channel for the two leaders to communicate and hinted South Korea was unaware it existed. To forge personal relations between heads of state is a diplomatically natural thing between states, the statement said. However, it is somehow presumptuous for South Korea to meddle in the personal relations between Chairman of the State Affairs Commission Kim Jong-un and President Trump. Dooyeon Kim, a senior advisor at the International Crisis Group and North Korea expert, said the statement shows Pyongyang has raised the price